a land far, far away, two travelers seek greatness.
My ball's flat! Hey, stop! I'm gonna jump off! I swear to God,
Best of enemies in Qatar.
I'm gonna get us kicked off the flag, Rob.
That's amazing.
Hey, listen, right? That quad bike is responsible for me having a bad back right now, right? So, but listen, you've got to check out the video. It's going to be out later on here on DR Sports. Best of Enemies special over in Qatar for the Asian Cup. We was over there last week taking in some games. We went to watch Tomiyasu playing for Japan. And they lost. Shock defeat against Iraq. And I'll tell you what, the one thing I have to say, and I was on a show earlier and I was saying that, you know, sometimes we're in England and we sort of like, it's almost like these tournaments are an inconvenience to us as our, you know, we're in our Premier League show and we're thinking, I wonder if these players even really want to go to it. Yo, when you get out there and you see the passion of the fans for, you know, we went to a Saudi Arabia game, that game, the Japan game, the Iraq fans were unreal. You know what I mean? And all the stadiums were packed. And those players want to be there to represent their country. So, you know, like Salah, he'll be gutted that he's picked up that injury. But no, it's fantastic over there. Make sure you check out that video out later on. There's one out already as well, a Best of Enemies Part 1. That's the Part 2 coming out later, and it is absolutely brilliant. But we are here, of course, for the weekend roundup. It's great to be back. I flew straight back in on Saturday morning, especially for the Arsenal game, and I wasn't disappointed. We're going to discuss that. We got Doyle representing Liverpool. No AGT. What is it? Too much to drink?
He told me to say this. He literally sent me a text before it. He was like, "The storm has stopped me, but today we're going to cook Robbie and we're going to cook Abby for predicting Liverpool dropping points." And that's what he exactly told me to say. So I hope you're happy, Gilly lad. There you go.
We've got Abby in the building as well, of course. And Matisse.
Very good.
Under less stress this weekend.
Nice weekend.
Very good.
They ain't no game. They ain't no game, right?
Beautiful weekend. No stress.
Well, you have, because it's been your birthday as well,
It has. My birthday's tomorrow, but I feel like I've had about 20 different celebrations.
How many birthdays did you have? You had a birthday
last
just
week
before I went.
No, well, me and Alex did our joint one, didn't we?
Yeah,
and then since then, obviously, then I've had other things planned, like friends and family have done stuff.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Abby.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you. I finally have a trophy, guys.
You got 3 trophies.
Oh, that was terrible.
Yo, what? How come Ty's got 2 hats on? Why is Ty got Ty, why you got 2 hats on? What's going on?
Because I don't have the crest for this hat.
Oh, I love the fit today. I love the whole
So
thing.
apparently I've got to open this now,
The
though.
thing is, this cap is, it's winter time.
I hear that, yeah.
Nice fit though, lad. Nice fit though, lad.
Right, for my birthday, would you eat a Spurs cupcake?
Oh, what's about to happen right now?
Have you turned down food ever?
If I can take this off and burn it.
No, you've got
I'll try my.
He actually thought about it as well. That's the thing. He thought about it. He couldn't do it.
Look. Drinks as well.
We're not alcoholics here, but it is
Drinks
It's a bit early for that, isn't it?
I know, yeah.
Thanks, guys.
You've got a sore back, haven't you, Robbie, lad? You could do with one of these.
I have, man.
I'm gonna keep my little
I did also
trophies.
talk about doing a sort of mid-dry...
A dry January?
Dry January.
Okay.
That's not really working out.
Go on, hey.
Hey, right.
I know what super chats are going to be coming, Clara. Don't worry. The closest you're ever going to get to a trophy. Yada, yada, yada.
Blackwall says, happy birthday to the beautiful Totspur fan. And Don Robbie doing AFCON today. Cote d'Ivoire versus Egypt. Bloody hell, that's... thanks, mate. Yeah.
It is here, lads.
That's tiny, isn't it? Like a proper alcoholic, you know? He must think I am, you know what I mean? Anyway,
happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Cheers. Hopefully Chelsea lose tomorrow. It's my birthday.
Wow, we're cheering on that.
We'll get into
that's an
that a
early
little bit
Prosecco.
later on. But, of course, we're here to discuss the football at the weekend. Let's start off with yesterday's game. Liverpool beating Bournemouth. You know what? I did say that some points could possibly be dropped. So I predicted it could be a draw. Because Bournemouth have been playing well.
Yeah.
And they did beat you last year as well, didn't they?
They did, yeah.
But I have to say, hats off to Liverpool. That was a really good performance. The second half, they just turned it on.
As always.
The much maligned Darwin Núñez.
Did we all see a striker's finish from Darwin Núñez
was a
yesterday?
brilliant finish, I
How
can't lie.
beautiful. It was a good team move, but also just a lovely deft finish into the corner of the goal. No power, lad. Just like a striker. He actually made me convinced that he's a striker
It was like
for
the
that game,
Newcastle
lad.
away strikes.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. And also, the lads just seemed really robust and respectful of the team that they were playing, that Bournemouth team. I don't know why Alex is telling me to cook his, genuinely, because they're the most informed
I was
team
gonna say,
in the Premier League
it's
right
really,
now.
It's really weird that everyone's like, oh, how was that 2-2? Well, based on it,
They
Bournemouth were banging form. Solanke was hitting everything that came his way. So actually, I thought at home for Bournemouth, I thought they'd put up a bit more of a fight. But
They did.
Obviously, it's just the level.
First half, they
difference.
They did, yeah. When they come out of the gates, it's very rare that Liverpool are pinned back, and
Yeah.
we were pinned back for the first 5-10 minutes. They were at us like the energy that we have, and I think that helped Liverpool grow into the game in the sense of we respect the team that we're playing.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
know they're going to come at us, and so we just built our way into the game. And Darwin Núñez and Jota again. This man needs to be talked about because his finishing ability is second to none. It really is. I heard Jamie Carragher say he's better than Salah's finishing and Suarez and that. I don't necessarily think that, but I do think this boy adds so much value with his finishing while Salah's gone as well. Honestly, lad, I don't know what this Liverpool's doing at this team right now. I'm not going to say we're going to win the league, but we might win the league, you know. We might. Genuinely, lads.
Listen, Liverpool, first half, like, same with Fulham. You just know that regardless of the way the game's going, it's not completely done. Like, there's a bit of jeopardy there. You know, second half, Liverpool, they're going to get into their groove. They can make their substitutions. To be fair, you had a lot of injuries and a lot of players missing as well.
11 players or something is injured at the moment.
And then obviously Salah's injury and Trent.
No Trent.
So
No Endo.
Key
Endo
players
as well.
missing, but they're
By the
still
way, I saw
delivering.
Endo score.
Yeah,
He
2-1.
scored in that game. For
Apparently, he didn't
Japan.
have a great game that game, which is unfortunate.
did.
Like,
Now, with Liverpool, they've been there. I'm not going to say they've been there and done it multiple times because obviously we know that they've missed out a few times on the league, but they know what this is about, this business end of the season. And there's obviously a bit of new players and new blood in there, but the Van Dijks are still there, the Allisons are still there, the spine, the core.
as well as though,
they understand.
as
what
well
it
as
know what
these
it
fringe
takes.
players. So you know, like Joe Gomez, mate, he is coming to his own again this season, and I'm so happy for him. Lad. He's a young 26-year-old lad. He had a dip in form, but now he's come back to his strengths.
That's from the
And it's
injuries.
players like him and Curtis Jones that have been on the fringe of the team that have stepped up now when they've got their opportunity and they're taking it, lad. Curtis Jones yesterday again, phenomenal lad, running for the team, great on the ball, press resistance, really, really good. And also, this might sound Jurgen Kloppy here, but yesterday that storm was mad. You know, in Bournemouth, I don't know if you've seen the ground. There was a big swirl of
Yeah, it was
water, and it was mad. So it's for them lads to get over the line yesterday. I was over the moon, and the only thing I had in my head, I can imagine all the Arsenal fans sitting there watching, there going, "It's 0-0, it's 0-0." Yeah.
No, but if you saw the Fulham game in the midweek, you know that there's no point.
Have you ever heard that song, the Notes one, when he goes, "Sit back down with your knees"?
Yeah.
That was just ringing through my head. The second goal went in, lad, and I was like, yes.
That was also.
Listen, I wasn't sitting like that at all.
Yeah,
I had a Bournemouth scarf around my neck and I was like,
Hey,
oh,
as soon as Arsenal won, Kenya texted me and was like, "Are you going to win Bournemouth tomorrow, lad?" I was like, "I don't know." And as soon as we won, lad, I was like, "Nice that, weren't it?"
You know what? That's the thing now, right?
When do you play each other? Next week or week after?
4th of February.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Right.
Chelsea.
And I'm telling you that's the thing right now. It's the fact that there's no room for error from any of those teams, you know, from 1 to 5th place. There's no room to any of those teams, you know, you think mathematically can win the title. Because nobody's running away with it. I mean, obviously you're 5 points clear.
Yeah, no.
So, you know, you've got a big advantage at the moment. But if you say, for instance, came to the Emirates, if Arsenal were to win their next game against Forest and then you came to the Emirates and say you lost, all of a sudden, you know what I mean, it could be City at the top and us, you know, starting to close in on you. And so it's, I don't know.
You can't call it.
You know,
mate.
the funny thing about it, right, is that at this stage of the season, I know it seems the obvious thing to say that you want to be out in front. But do you... Let's just ask you. I'm going to ask Matisse this, right? Because, and I'm not being horrible about this, but you got no chance of winning it, right? It's facts, right? So I'm asking.
We've been there.
So I'm going to ask you. Obviously, you've been there, but I'm going to ask you this question:
Yeah.
if you could be any of the teams in that 5 that's going for the title at the moment, right? Because I don't discount Spurs are only 3 points off, and your manager, despite what you keep trying to do, playing it down all the time.
Yeah.
I like what he said the other day when he said, You know, he goes, we're only just a few points off it. Of course we're in it. So Spurs are in it as well. They've got players coming back as well. Would you rather be in front?
Yeah.
Or would you rather be in and around the pack? Just sort of, you know, you just picture a horse race and you know you're like in and around the pack.
Yeah.
Or do you want to be in front?
In front. Every time we've won a title, we've always won it really from the get-go. Whether it was the winning run under Conte or it was leading from day one under Mourinho, Ancelotti, like leading the pack is always the best way because you take responsibility for your own actions. You don't have to rely upon others. You don't have to look at other results. You are in charge. The one time Liverpool won it is when they just blitzed through the league and they didn't look back.
This is a bit different this time. It's not a blitz,
this
isn't it?
It's not a blitz.
You've got that pack.
You do have that pack,
but
I'd always want to lead. I said this when Arsenal were in early parts of the season. They weren't playing as well, but they were still winning games. But they were keeping the gap to City kind of close. They were like, we're just kind of pacing ourselves. I was like, I don't see it like that. I see it as last season was like, that was a really, really impressive beginning. And to build upon that with potentially squad depth, rotating a little bit more, but being able to sustain it for a longer period and the experience of being able to close out the Anfield, draw and little things like that. I didn't think I never look back at Arsenal's run from August to February and be like, they did too much there. What do you mean do too much?
Yeah.
You can never do too much. Get as many points as you can as possible. It's just, that's the name of the game.
I think that's what it is. We are actually convincing at the moment. We are convincing people that we can potentially win this league. I don't think
you've only lost one game.
I know, and that's the point. And even that game was sussy. Like, so I don't think that Liverpool are just going to go on and storm the league. That's not what I'm saying. But we definitely have the best possibility to beat City to this league. But I still think City. Mate, we've seen Kevin De Bruyne come back and he just slotted a 40-yard ball like it was a pass to somebody or something to the bottom corner. I would rather be on the top. I know what Robbie's talking about. Robbie's talking about the hunted and being hunting, and I understand that. But the difference is, I'm not being disrespectful, Robbie, lad. It's not Arsenal, lad. This Liverpool team's been here and done it, mate. They have been hunted by City and they've been hunted by other teams and we've got over the line. And in the Champions League, we've done it as well. So I don't think this team is scared. I think they're reveling in this opportunity and they're enjoying it, especially some of the young lads that are coming in, that have come to Liverpool to win trophies. They're like, yeah, let's stay top of the league, let's keep fighting, let's keep going. And you're seeing it with the performances, mate. They are robust and resilient as well as clinical. This Liverpool team is genuinely one to be feared, and I never ever expected this to be here right now. It's a really good team, lad. Yeah. I'm not going to say we won the league, though. I'm not saying that, so don't click me, lad. Yeah, we might win the league.
Okay, listen, say what you're saying, man. You know what I mean? Because 1 minute you're saying like you are going to win the league, then you're changing your mind.
I think
what's it going to be?
I reckon Liverpool have got 70%. If we don't win it, City are going to win it. I don't think anybody else will.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
That's a very easy thing to say, isn't it? I mean, forget about City.
It's just reality of it.
So you think you've got a 70% chance of winning it?
Yeah.
You said it was 5 teams in it. I don't think there's 5 teams in it. I think it's your Liverpool. I think it's obviously Arsenal and obviously Man City. I don't think there's 5 teams involved. Are you okay?
Well, Spurs.
Are you okay?
I'm just asking.
I'll tell you why they're going to be involved.
Why do you think you're in it? You've been asked this question before. You always say no, or you don't want to answer the question.
I'm asking you because I'm saying if you're discounting Spurs,
yes.
why are you discounting Spurs when they're only 3 points behind?
Because I don't
mighty Arsenal.
Because I don't expect you to accumulate more points than Arsenal towards the end of the season.
So what about Villa? Do you think Villa are in it?
No, I don't think Villa are in it.
I think Villa drop out.
Villa are in it.
Do you want to have another bet? Another bet.
What is this bet? Because now we really need to be serious.
You got to bet that Tottenham are going to win the league?
No.
Okay, what are you going to do then?
How many points off the top are you going to finish? See, you don't really want
Let's talk about it after.
You don't really want to do this.
It's a birthday, lads. You got to let it off.
No.
Actually, let's answer that question.
I actually do. Do you know why? Because towards the end of the season, Spurs are going to have quite a big say in where the title goes.
That's
we play Liverpool, we play Arsenal, and I think we might even play City as well in around that time as well. And the Arsenal game is at home. We've got someone else as well in and around that time at home. So we are going to play a part in where the title goes. So I do think we're going to finish top 4, and that's become increasingly, I feel quite confident on that. And if you'd have asked me that at the beginning of the season, I always said, like, I'd be happy with 6th. Like, that would be a great season for us. But I feel the way that the team is playing, and obviously getting players back, hopefully they stay fit for the rest of the season. We're not going to have a full fit squad until the end of AFCON, and everyone's suspensions are done. So that's going to be like towards the end of Feb. But I feel like if you can have a fully fit squad for that last kind of 3 months of the season, and everyone knows how they have to play when you come into the side anyway, I think that puts Spurs in a really strong position if they can keep being there or thereabouts, which they have done kind of up until this point.
Yeah.
So I do think we'll finish top 4.
I feel like you guys needed to move in the market, man.
We have.
Well, yeah, with the centre back, but I still think
We've got the centre back. I think that Timo Werner. Look, I would have loved to get another centre. I'd love to have got a centre mid, but I think that, like we've spoken about before, when everyone's fit, Brennan Johnson doesn't start. Timo Werner doesn't start. You know, so.
But is everybody going to be fit at once?
Well,
in anybody's team,
well, no,
it doesn't happen.
who knows? That's the ideal plan. That once, you know, come into Feb until the end of the season, everyone or thereabouts is fit, because we've had such a terrible time with injuries since October. And also, like I said before, like the bench was injured. Like the players that would have come in as as replacements were then injured. I still might think we might get a midfielder. I don't know. Kind of the talk has gone down. I think the Conor Gallagher thing probably won't happen until summer.
Do you think you can finish ahead of Arsenal?
I think we can.
You think you finish ahead of Arsenal?
I don't know if we will, but I think we can.
Okay.
I think we can.
It is. It's spicy, like it is, and she's right. They do have a big say.
Listen,
I'm not looking at Arsenal as Arsenal for last season. I'm looking at what I'm seeing this year. I know you beat Palace, and you know you've got to beat who's in front
Palace
of you.
Are
But
in turmoil.
when I look at how Arsenal have been this season, I think that they are. I think they're beatable.
How many games have they lost this season? Is it four?
Four.
Yeah.
Liverpool top on 48 points. 5 points back. City with a game in hand on 43. Arsenal 43 as well. In third, and same points for Aston Villa in fourth, and Tottenham in fifth on 40. To do a few super chats before we get into the Arsenal game. Clara Bixie says, little tribute to Abby on her birthday eve. Dad got her a season ticket when she was 8 with the hope that she would witness glory, which would never be her fate. She did taste success, but it came after her wearing City colours. Long live Abby Summers.
That's a great poem.
Rhea says,
Clara knows my life story.
happy birthday, Abby. Looking good for... Come on, Ray, are you mad? You can't...
Looking good for 45.
That's very insulting.
Dickhead.
Wait, what?
Dickhead. He said looking good for 45. So many people have messaged being like, thought you were older. It's like, if you think, oh, just don't bother messaging me. Also, I've had a hard life.
Surprised.
You don't even know what's happened in my life. So let me tell you, I look very good
audacity.
for 30 with what's going on in my life.
You don't look 30.
Thank you. Thank you, babes.
I was surprised when you told me he's 30, to be honest. Yuvendra Singh says Konate deserves more respect.
He does.
He's been playing well, hasn't he?
He does.
I was very impressed with him when he played against us. I was like, hey.
This whole Konate versus Saliba
It's
thing
not-
doesn't
it's
seem
not
to
an
exist.
argument.
I agree.
It's
They're
They should
very
both
different players.
They should both start.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, I'm looking at them two, and I'm like, you know, when I said this the other day, I'm like, you know, and everyone's saying, yeah, England's gonna, you know, we should almost like we walk the Euros. And I'm looking at them, I'm saying, they got Konate and Saliba.
It would make a perfect
And they don't even
partnership, by
always
the
get
way.
in the team all the time. And look at how good those two are, right? And it's young players. And remember, they still got Upperman, Kano and players like that. Them two don't even always start.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
So many good
because
players.
that Konate again yesterday, he was very, very good.
We do have to talk about him. Right?
Woodsy says Liverpool win at Arsenal. Arsenal's title is over. We ours still okay. I think he means, so is he saying if Arsenal win, it would still be okay? For us, I'm not quite, a little slightly confused, but I know one thing, that's a huge game.
Yeah, it won't be the same as the FA Cup tie. Definitely won't be.
No.
There's a lot more
That's
riding
a
on this.
huge game, right? And
I'm excited.
if Arsenal could win that game, that makes things
Changes
very,
it.
very interesting indeed.
Huge game.
I guess if Liverpool do win that, then you've got to start looking at it and saying,
Yeah, for sure.
as far as Arsenal concerned. So that is a massive game. You got a good point there, Woodsy. Clara Bitch says, big up Joel and Son Fabrics. I never knew they made custom suits for beanbags. Hey, what's up with all the insults, man?
What's going
was that
on here?
to?
He made a
You.
farmer
me.
to say that as well.
I'll tell you what, I love that suit, man. I love that suit, man, with the Thierry Henry thing inside. It's absolutely
Well done.
brilliant. And big up to Joel and Sons for that. Jishin says top 4 is going to be City, Liverpool, Arsenal and Villa.
Villa don't have it for the whole season.
Mohammed Raja LFC says Abby needs to make her mind up. She says Spurs are not in the race, but when someone else says they're not in the race, she doesn't like it.
Yeah, I won't admit it, but I'm not having someone else be disrespectful. No way.
Basically, you've got all these people on this show, right, trying to avoid getting clipped and all that. Speak with your chest, man. Say what you're
Have
going to
you
do.
seen your production team?
Yeah, and I know. They always clipping me.
I see
don't
the
care.
little clips that go out that I don't even get tagged in that I see, and it's like, oh, Abby's been roasted today, or Abby.
I've had a million
Yeah,
clips.
yeah, I see you,
You know
back
what?
there. I see you in production.
I've
How
had
you
a
move.
million clips, man. I'm Jurgen Klipp. I mean, right? Because they're always clipping me. I don't care, right? I'm speaking with my chest for my team. Villain says, a shout out to Matisse' recent video, top content. Too bad 23 will be his and Poch's funeral. The hunt for Matisse shall commence soon.
You talk about being hunted. I am being hunted.
You are, lad. I've seen so many things.
That's why I'd rather be up front. Yeah, that's why I'd rather be up front.
I can't wait to watch that video.
I'm in serious trouble. If we don't win tomorrow, if we go out tomorrow,
we're going to talk about that game.
Honestly, I'm finished.
We're going to talk about that game. Carl says, biggest disappointment is not seeing what a fully fit Spurs would be. They're the best team in the league. They were the best team in the league before all their injuries.
True.
I think every team's had injuries, though.
Yeah, they all have.
Teams. I mean, I can look on it and I can say, you know what? What would Arsenal have been if they'd had Timber in, who looked brilliant pre-season, and Partey in this team with Partey, Declan Rice, Timber? What would we have been? You know, Chelsea can say what would they have been if they had Nkunku at the start.
No,
you can say what would you have been.
The same.
You know what I mean? I think literally every team can say that. I know Spurs have had bad injuries.
They can.
Man United can say that. What would they have been if everyone was fit?
I think the point he's making is that up until that point, we'd gone the 10 games unbeaten. Not that we were ever going to stay unbeaten, but we were playing so well, and it just that Chelsea game, obviously some of it being our own fault, but did derail it a little bit. So I think that's what he's trying to say. But hopefully we see a fully fit Spurs for the end of the season.
But that's just football.
Yeah, it's just
football.
football.
It's happened to us multiple seasons. People forget when we was under Lampard, we were actually top before the injuries started over the Christmas period. Or the Christmas period was just awful, and then we just dropped.
You should bring it back.
Same with Tuchel as well. We were top, and then Reece James and Chilwell started getting injured, and we drop off. So
you should bring him back.
And people only care about what happens in May. Unfortunately,
you
know.
Correct.
We found out.
Which is why I'm not trying to get clipped yet, lad.
North London is red, says Matisse looking yummy today. Woodsy is a Scouser, says Woodsy.
Every week at the minute.
Rudy says leave Abby. Rudy says leave Abby alone. She's had a hard life as a Spurs fan. And Paper Cups podcast says have a look at Spurs' last 7 games. And Matisse, did you see the press conference video?
Not yet.
However, if we don't win tomorrow, we will be there, says Clara Bitsy.
Not yet. I will be tuning in after this. Don't worry.
The Arsenal game that was on Saturday, as I said, I made sure I flew in for it, and I wasn't disappointed. I was looking at this game, and I was like, yeah, this is, after I saw, they've been away to Dubai. You know what I mean? Saw Salt Bay feeding steaks to Arteta and stuff. I was like,
you better win.
Yeah.
If you don't win.
Like, forget me getting clipped. So I go, Arteta's going to get clipped if we don't win that game. But it was an emphatic win.
Palace are in serious
5-0.
Someone needs to save Eze, lad. Someone please save Eze. He's
a player, by the way.
Unbelievable, and he's outperforming everybody in that team.
He was the only person that actually looked like
only threat. It was a one-man threat.
Problem. Obviously, Elise was out as well.
Yeah.
I think Roy's
nice.
I don't want to say on him. Let's not say on him. Like, he's a legend of the game, but yeah, there is a time.
Do you know what the thing is with Roy though? He came back in to kind of like stabilise them after Vieira. He should have left after last season.
100%.
I agree.
He was never a long-term like Roy.
Exactly.
He's old, right? He's never a long-term fit. He was always a short-term. Get him in, get a job done, get the team back some confidence, and then go.
That's
and
the thing.
The fact that they didn't do that is baffling.
I literally spoke about this exact thing on another show the other day, and this is where their board has gone wrong, because that first season with Vieira, when they had Conor Gallagher, we were saying how good Palace had been. They were exciting to watch. We loved watching. They were a bit more like dynamic and exciting. And then obviously it didn't work out. They've got Roy back in, which I got to do the stability thing, and then they've given him another contract. It's like Roy is not your future. And again, it's kind of gone back to being that Palace. It's like I know they've had a few injuries as well, but like just a bit of like a dead club.
Roy Ball, it's gone back to Roy's team.
There's nothing there. Like, as in, like, if I don't know.
The lack of investment as well, though.
Yeah, it's like it's a place you go where you just want to stay in London and you're coming to the end of your career, which is obviously not Eze. Like, Eze should be.
At least they just signed the contract extension for 5 years.
But the release clause is in there.
Yeah.
I
think they'll both probably go, but as in, it's not the right manager.
Then they'll be destined for relegation if those two
lose
leave.
those two
because that's all they've got. The Matetas,
they're not good enough.
The fullbacks, Klein is still there.
I mean, Ayew comes
he was there as a kid. Went Southampton.
Went to
Liverpool. Came back. Joel Ward. Like, they haven't invested in the team. They haven't invested since.
But they've even bought in players though, but you don't play them, Roy.
Yeah, but and he's been criticising the young players as well.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I just felt that. I mean, listen, I knew what he was going to do because that's what Roy Hodgson does all the time, which is part of the bus. And I don't specifically blame him because West Ham had success with that. But
They weren't
They were
happy
just off,
after the cup defeat as well, when he took off Elise.
Yeah.
So you're thinking, you took off Eze. So if you're going to take off Eze, at 64 minutes or whatever, you're hoping you're going to see a reaction come the weekend. I know he can't do it all on his own, but
But the thing is, like, West Ham on the break, they've actually got options. I know some of them are out injured or in AFCON now, but they've actually got like proper threats. You look at Palace, outside Eze, it was like Schlupp and Will Hughes and Mateta. It's not the same. So, but they haven't seriously. Even Gerhi and Anderson, when they brought those in for replacing Gary Kay or Scott Dan under Vieira, they've not invested really much since that window. So they're in trouble.
But good win for Arsenal. Gabriel, who I think is a very, very underrated centre back. I always hear people criticising him, makes loads of mistakes. I think that was the last season he didn't make many mistakes, and he was excellent. And this season he's been excellent as well. And he's got that partnership with Saliba, which I think every team needs. You need that sort of one guy that's that sort of more sort of slick, ball playing, calm. Like you used to have Rio Ferdinand back in the day.
Van de Ven for them.
And then you've got your hardcore guy. I'm not saying Gabriel's a Vidic, not putting him on that pedestal, but in that vein where he's more of a warrior, he gets stuck in thing, but he's good on the ball as well. And them two have formed a really good partnership. And then the other thing about Gabriel, he's good at scoring goals from set pieces. I think last season he was the top goal scorer from set pieces, and he's got a couple now. I think he should have got that second one as well. But he's dangerous, and I don't know if you guys saw a match of the day where they were talking about how Arsenal had worked a lot on set pieces while away in Dubai. They'd really put a big emphasis on it. And, they were showing that looks like there's some sort of signal where Odegaard's pulling up his sock and stuff like that.
I'm sure.
That's cool, that though.
You guys wanted Onana as well, so you want more set pieces.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing, because Arsenal used to be quite a small team, but in recent times we've gone back to a big side with a lot of height.
Even Havertz in there.
You guys were fragile, weak.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Declan Rice is a big lad as well, isn't he?
Declan Rice is big.
Tommy Asu when he's fit.
I didn't watch your game, but I did read. Is Rice got a hamstring injury?
Yeah, what happened there?
He came off and he said that he whispered hammy.
Yeah.
You could hear him saying hammy when he came off. However, they've said since that he just had a bit of tightness in there.
Okay.
It's not a hamstring injury.
All right.
People are saying
if that happened, then
people are saying the goalkeeper got blocked, but I honestly just thought he was weak.
Goalkeeper didn't get. Listen, it was a great
If it was
move.
the other way round, if it would have been the other way round, would Arsenal fans have said he got blocked?
Maybe.
No, you know what? We
doesn't-
played against loads of teams that do them sort of techniques, blocking people, Everton's and all that. And when they've scored, I remember last year when they beat us, it was a similar sort of thing where they had 2 blocks deployed. It's just, you got to be stronger.
Got to get round.
You got to be stronger. You got to get round. Because what Trossard did basically, he didn't commit a foul.
No, he just stood there.
He just stood there. I watched so many set pieces. Him and Ben White. Ben White he just always stands in front of the goalkeeper.
I think if anything, the goalkeeper didn't want to take responsibility to come out and actually really deal with the situation. So he thought, I'll get a little cheap free kick. It didn't happen for him.
But good goal. And then Trossard with a great goal. There was a great distribution by David Raya. And then 2 goals in injury time for Martinelli. 2 great finishes. Great to see him.
He started scoring.
I made a
goal twice.
I looked like a divvy in the pub. I was with all my mates in Liverpool watching it. I was like, oh look, Martinelli's finally scored, and then he scored immediately after as well. I was like, oh, what the hell?
No,
Listen, if we can get him coming back on form, and I thought he looked good when he came on against Liverpool as well. And if we get him firing again, it could be. It's going to be an interesting second part of the season. I really do think
quite exciting for a change, because a lot of the seasons that have gone past, it's been like a City or
it's 2 teams all the time. It's either City, Liverpool.
So it's actually,
last year was a bit of us and City.
It's really nice.
Loads of teams are involved in it.
Everyone quite close together.
Overall quality's gone up. Villa, yourselves, it's just better. It's more competitive.
It's either everyone's got better or everyone's got worse.
Yeah.
By the way, 5,000 people watching live at the moment. Over 5,000 people, should I say? Wow. Only 500 likes. Let's get those likes up right now. We are here, of course. It's Abby's birthday as well. It's AGT. He's celebrating his birthday at the weekend as well, and he would have been celebrating big time after Liverpool winning. More super chats coming in. Big up Abby and Ma. Big fan. City winning it all day, says Maxwell. Philip Imran says Villa and Everton are more successful teams than Spurs.
They're not. Go and check your actual facts and stats and honours.
Villa got UCL.
Hold on.
Got a European
Villa
Cup.
have won a Champions.
European
Well, they
Cup.
won a European Cup.
Not
Yeah.
the European Cup.
Got European Cup.
They've won a European Cup.
Got European
So have
Cup.
West Ham.
Everton have won the. I'm sure Everton have won the league more
We have won
times
the
than.
European
have.
Cup, not when it was the
Oh,
Champions.
old Abby.
What was it called?
Abby.
Not when it was the Champions League.
Into Tottenham.
Everton have won the league
Say
more
so.
times than you.
Do I have to get these stats up again?
Get those stats.
Roll
up.
up the Wikipedia.
Everton won the league loads. They won it
Everton
loads.
used to win the league a lot, man.
No
What was
European
that?
did
trophies,
Spurs.
unfortunately.
So
like.
did Spurs.
Clara
So
Bixby
did
says,
Spurs.
"Hey Robbie, you said to troops it's easier to facing Chelsea than Bournemouth. So why none of the teams in the title race have taken 3 points off Chelsea, including your club?"
League champions 1, 2.
Where are they?
FA Cup 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9
FA
times. Football League Cup winners 1, 2, 3, 4. European Cup winners once. UEFA Cup winners twice. Football League Division 1, 2.
No, this can't be.
Charity Shield 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Is this
6,
your
seven,
Who's this?
eight.
This is Tottenham, or what?
Spurs.
So you've won the league twice.
Won the league twice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Life didn't
Everton-
exist before the Premier League. By
No,
the
but
way.
Everton have won the league more than
Yeah,
twice.
definitely more than twice.
Okay, but I'm just saying.
Definitely
Look at all the, I'm saying the whole list of
No,
major
but I'm on
honours.
about the league.
I'm looking at the
Hang
whole
on, no,
list
wait,
of
we
major
didn't.
honours.
So I'll
How
just
many
read them
times-
all.
Guys, can we get
Also, there
Matisse,
is
jump
the
on it, man. How many times have Everton
There's
won the
loads
league?
of other things. The Asia Trophy that we won in 2009.
It's over.
The Aldi
These
Cup,
are
don't
so
forget
good.
that one.
I've never actually the audacity.
The
I've got
Asia
it on the
Trophy.
website. The Peace Cup in 2005.
Peace Cup.
The Vodacom Challenge, South African winners in 2004.
Bloody hell, give it a
Feyenoord
rest.
tournament winners.
You might as well put them 3 trophies on your cake on there as well, mate.
Oh, these are good. Stick them on there as well. This is so funny.
Jay Jackson says, US viewer here, Abby, Liverpool players of the Tottenham game circled on their calendar. Also,
Yeah.
I don't...
Wasn't Spurs' fault.
It
was
wasn't, but we also need to get you back.
Yeah, fine, but it was literally not Spurs' fault.
It wasn't, no.
No.
And he says also, I don't know why Roy at Crystal Palace would go for it. Todd Miller says, can Robbie speak on Jesus' constant diving? He did dive in that game, right? He doesn't dive constantly, but he did dive in that game against Palace. And I don't like diving. Even when my players do it, I don't like it, right? So, but I think that's the only time that I've seen him dive.
Just checking.
He's just a passion player, mate.
Conspiracy KRE says, dislike the video because my super chat was ignored. That was because that super chat, I saw it. I can't read that, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I can't. If a super chat is terrible, we can't read it. That's how, it doesn't matter. So, it's deleted off of it.
Okay.
It's not such a super chat. That's what it is.
So, send in another better one. Oh, well, I just read that one, didn't I?
Was it nasty?
Ivan Toney, the return.
I know.
that cheeky brother.
Yeah, no, but
very
listen,
cheeky.
No. I've seen something, right? If you ain't cheating, you don't care, lad.
No, it's true.
That's just the way it is, bro.
Very
Have you ever
cheeky,
played
though.
that? I take a lot of free kicks when I play
Surprised
football,
nobody
yeah.
clocked it.
Lads,
do you do?
that's a normal thing, lad. You move it a little bit forward, you
I've
move it a
never
little bit
seen
to your
him
angle.
twice.
Oh, what, the ball?
They even had, what, did he have his own phone or something?
Yeah, he did. He moved
How did
the
he have
phone.
energy? He moved the phone.
Bro, that was very cheeky.
Clever.
Sorry, he moved.
Clever.
I didn't.
So
see
he moved it once, like just a little bit of a give
Yeah.
it a little bit of a, because the wall was shocking, but the way that the wall was lined up, it needed a little bit of movement just to guide it round. And
So he pushed. Maybe the wind pushed.
no. He picked it up,
No, he
put it,
moved it.
and then picked it up and put it again.
Did anyone
He
stop
moved
him?
the phone.
No one,
moved
no
the
one
phone.
stopped him. The referee
Exactly,
wasn't
lad.
looking. The
Nobody
wall wasn't
stopped him.
looking. So
Yeah.
it is
Oh, I
what
need
it
to
is.
see him
But you know what was so
replay the
shameless in the post match? He was like, yeah, just they asked him about him. I'm pretty sure they said, "Oh, you just move it a little bit." He said, "Yeah, I just needed to create an angle." And he just left it alone. He didn't want to get.
Yeah.
So
He scored it, though.
it's a good free kick.
And then
It
also,
was
see
good.
his celebration afterwards.
Yeah.
Ran straight to Thomas Frank, which you gotta like
Yeah,
that, right?
and then he lifted up a shirt that was dedicated to his uncle who passed away.
that's sweet.
But what a return. And they're going to need him, right? Because I don't know if you see the games they've got coming up, man. They've got like some really tough games, but that's what they've been missing. Ivan Toney, it wasn't just a goal. He was creating things, passing was brilliant. For a guy that's been out for 8 months, that was a very impressive performance, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
vengeance
I was
on his
surprised
man,
he was
mate.
going to start. I wouldn't think he would be match fit, but clearly the
Played the
training
old
he's been
game.
doing.
He's
was-
got a
was
load of
fine.
vengeance in his lungs, mate. He was
Yeah,
ready to run his
clearly.
socks off. He really was. You could see it. He had that aggression in his
He
game.
wants
That
to
was
get
like,
his move.
look, I am
He
good.
wants to move. Desperately wants
And he's
to
definitely
move.
been training a lot. Like, you've seen it over private training, you know what I mean? He's been doing a lot of that. So, and a player of his class doesn't just drop off. His
there's a
fitness
lot
might,
of-
but his class won't.
My mate's son, this is no word of a lie, right? My mate's son, right, was in Milton Keynes playing in a park, and they saw Ivan Toney. He was there training on his own.
Really?
To be fair,
Seriously,
it's
like
funny,
they're
he's
like,
had-
ain't that Ivan Toney? He was actually training
He's
in the
had
park
8
on his
months
own.
off. I mean, he should be training.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
got an 8-month ban. I mean, if I was banned from coming in here for 8 months and I had to serve a ban, I mean, I would be hoping I would be doing something good with my time that's going to benefit my team
But
when I come back.
no, but
It's
you
the
can
least
look
I
on
could
it.
do.
You can look on it different ways though, because there'll be some people who'd be like, they can fall off in that 8 months.
I agree.
Because
Yeah, they-
training
Put
on your
weight
own
on and stuff.
Yeah, but they
training-
can be, not if you're focused and you're like, I've done this to myself. I owe it to my team
Yeah, but
to
that's
get
what
back
I'm saying.
and,
You've
and
got to
help
be
it out.
your focus, your self-focus has got to be huge, innit?
massive.
Because you could easily wake up one morning and just say, I know, it's sort of like you wake up this morning, that storm that we've been having over here is blowing. You could wake up and say, you know what, leave that, man. I ain't going out.
So
if you've got training at a football club, you've got to go in.
Yeah.
I mean, Ndombele had plenty of training
What?
sessions.
Whoa, can we talk about... Did
Say that
anyone
again?
see the picture circulating?
Oh my God, he's a chubby boy, isn't he?
Who's that?
Ndombele is massive.
Ndombele.
He's gone massive.
Ndombele.
Yeah,
See what you did to that guy?
I swear to you, I was like, I saw it the other day, I was like, no, that's got to be photoshopped. So I went down a little rabbit hole, right, of going down like Galatasaray fans and stuff, seeing like images from the game. And like some Galatasaray fan had basically made a picture of a cow, like a video of a cow, and then it cut to Ndombele.
I couldn't believe it when I saw that picture. X showed me it.
It's mad.
Whilst we was over in Qatar, and I was like, nah, I go, that's Photoshop.
I actually didn't know who it was.
And then he showed me about 3. I was going, how's he?
It's
He showed me a
mad.
picture of when he signed as well.
Do you know what?
And to-
It's really sad, right? Because I'm not just saying it because we signed him and it was a whole waste of money, but he is so talented. He has the ability to be such a great technical player, like amazing feet, so gifted, and like he could be such a massive part of this team that Ange is building. But like I can't believe, as a professional footballer, like he was overweight, and then Leon took a chance on him, and then he did so well with Leon, and he got the move to Spurs. And since he's gone back to Leon, he's gone to Napoli, he's gone to Galatasaray. Like
Big
all
clubs
these
he's
clubs
been.
have taken
Big.
a chance on him, and you're just not even interested in putting in the work to be an athlete. Like you're
And
getting
that-
paid
Which
to
is
be an
why
athlete.
Ivan Toney gets his
that
flowers.
says perfectly
That's
what we're saying about
crazy.
Ivan Toney,
And
because
I don't know
basically
what we're gonna do with him.
You've been like, you know, pushed out of the game. Well, it's his own fault, but you know, 8 months out.
Yeah.
And in that 8 months, he's obviously been very, very disciplined. Because to even come back on your first game and last the whole game and be fit in the Premier League at the pace that's played at, it's unbelievable.
It is. And it's good because that was the question, like, how is he going to come back? Is it going to take a couple of weeks for him to get sharp? He's come straight in. He's put out a message, and to be fair, there was a lot of promo before the game. You know, I mean, there was loads of like articles and interviews, and you know, a lot of suspense. And they had some WWE, you know, song playing before the game. And Brentford have fully backed it on social media as well. So he had to kind of deliver. To be honest, otherwise it would have been very anticlimactic. And now, if he keeps this going to the end of the season, he's going to get a big move. But the thing is with him, I think he knows he needs to deliver. Like, he can't just rest on his laurels of last year. You look at the strikers that people are going to be looking at. Osherman, Sesko's got a release clause that's really tempting for some clubs.
And they've all got big budgets as well.
Vlahovic was scoring the other day. So there's only so many clubs that need a striker, and there's only so many strikers. If you want to be in that group, you've got to deliver.
But
you have to be professional.
The problem is for Ivan Toney is that obviously Everton are going to want the most amount of money because he's going to be on a year. Oh, sorry, yes. Who did I just say?
Yeah, of course. Everton.
Oh, sorry.
They wish.
Yeah,
They absolutely wish Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Brentford are going to want the most amount of
But
money.
he's only got 1 year left.
Well, that's what I mean. But at the same time,
They're
they're
gonna
going
have
to
to
want to
cash him
get
in.
the most amount of money.
Yeah,
They're going to do what we did with Kane. You're going to have to try and get
How much then? 100 mil?
They're going to want to bid
100
him.
mil?
I mean, he's not a £100 million player, but I mean, if they can get it, they'll get it.
They'll try. And I'll tell you what, one thing I do
I reckon
love
he goes
about
for
him,
80.
I love the self-confidence that guy has. Even he's coming back, the big dog is back, he said.
I respect it.
No, but you know what? I like
do. I'm the same.
he
I
backs
respect
it.
it.
Yeah, as
I
long as
really
you
do.
deliver, it's
Yeah,
brilliant.
you know, if Ndombele said that and came back and he was, you know,
And
just
lost weight.
overweight, then you say, the big dog's back because you're big.
but-
Right? But this guy, he backs it. Every
you
time
gotta back
Ivan
it.
Toney's a super confident player, he backs it up.
I do agree, and I think you have to have that arrogance about you to be at the top.
Yeah.
But
But
you know what
I
the
also
arrogance-
think that you put your team in this situation just by your gambling issue. True. And you put your team in that, and at this point, you know, they've struggled massively. You know, especially since Mbeumo got injured, they've had big problems. Yeah. So now you need to come back and you need to make sure that they finish the season strong and they're not in a relegation battle.
I think the confidence comes from the fact that he's actually a very good footballer. You see a lot of these strikers, they're not great footballers in terms of their technical ability to play different roles in their side when they're in possession. He actually backs himself because he knows, regardless of what Brentford are doing, if they want to go long at the Etihad and he needs to win a header to Mbeumo, they can do it. You want to get the ball on the ground and play it, he can do it, pass it, no problem, carry it. So he's a very, very good footballer.
I beg to differ in the sense of Ndombele knows he's a good footballer as well, lad. The reason why he knows and he can back himself is because he turns up for himself and he trains on his own in Milton Keynes on a pitch. I'm a freestyle footballer myself, I have to train 4 or 5 times a week on my own. It's very difficult to motivate yourself, and the kid is backing himself because he knows I've worked hard for this. Not only am I talented like Ndombele, but I've worked and grafted to be here right now, and he's on that redemption arc, and believe me, there's a little bit of spite in there, and spite is a very powerful motivator, and you've seen it straight away on his first game. The kid's ready for war, he's ready to go again.
It's definitely about mentality.
I respect it massively.
They're going to need him, but he's got off to a great start. And by the way, Mopé scored a brilliant goal.
Yeah, what a goal. Who was that? That wasn't Mopé, man. That wasn't Moon Pie, man. That weren't Moon Pie. That weren't him.
I think he scored in his last 3 games as well. Yeah. Barn door when he was at...
Anywhere? When he was at anywhere?
We're chalking this off as a lovely purple patch and nothing more. Honestly, that guy, I don't know how he's managed to score that.
What a goal, though. Great goal. Winner.
It was a great goal.
And only
winning goal as
1-3-2,
well. James Andrew says Spurs won the pre-season Tiger Cup. Dylan says, Robbie, when Borough beat us, please bring our good friend Matisse on Best of Enemies and let Don Expressions cook him. You can even invite KG.
I think on Friday I'm away. You film on Fridays, right?
The Zombie Fanatic says, Robbie, do you think Roy Hodgson will be sacked?
Yeah.
I think,
Maybe mutual.
I think it's coming.
I think you should just say...
respectfully.
Yeah.
Clara Bitsy says, I apologise to Abby on behalf of some fans who've got their stats wrong. It's because when Spurs last won a trophy, they were being breastfed.
Do you know what? Like, the trophy jokes are so dead. Like, they really are. They're just dead. I know we don't win things. We all know we don't win things.
Decent Sinclair says Spurs 26 trophies, Villa 25, Everton 24. But to me, that's
the value of each trophy.
How many times have Everton won the league? I'll tell you to check that stat.
Sorry,
what's the stat?
The value of each trophy is not the same. It's not the same.
Philip says, let's compare Villa's trophies to Spurs. Villa have won 21 trophies, including a European Cup, compared to Spurs' 18 trophies, not including Shields.
Spurs have won the European Cup.
No, they've won the European Cup.
They've won European Cups.
No, the European Cup, like the Champions League. They've won that.
Cups Cup.
Twice Villa won it.
9.
That's not Cup.
9, I told you.
9.
Lad.
Yeah.
See?
Everton were bosses.
9 leagues they've won. 9
All the
leagues.
Scouts uncles used to tell me Everton used to be really good, lads.
They did. They used to be a top team, man. Villain
They're all sleeping giants.
That's
opinion
a lot,
on...
Yeah. Look, I like Villa.
I do.
Villain V says, opinion on Omar Barada joining Manchester United. This move reminds me of when Peter Kenyon was poached to Chelsea from United, especially how quietly it was done. Is that significant, or do you think it's just one of them where
jumping ship, lad?
Is it one of them where City have just said, yeah, you can go,
He's
mate,
not one of the names that I know about at City.
It's not one of the main guys,
You've got Tiki and his partner in crime for Barcelona, and then obviously Pep came in after, and I think they're sporting directors and they kind of lead the recruitment, so I'm not sure. I mean, listen, anyone at City, if you're getting them in, is usually a coup, because they've been run top to bottom very well recently, unless something comes out that is not so in their favour in terms of those charges. Maybe then it won't look so good.
Opportunity knocks, doesn't it? Like, if it depends, people move for the right money, right pay pack.
Maybe you know something we don't.
Maybe we're going to find out at some point.
If he's fleeing the scene of the crime, he's definitely still going to get caught.
Yeah, that's fair.
You're not going to be able to move to Manchester United and get away with anything.
I'm in red now, lad. This is red.
Yeah, it's not going to work.
To be fair, he obviously must be cleaning it, because you would think United would have done their due.
Don't assume.
That's fair.
Don't assume.
They bought Mason Mount.
But you would think.
He's
still injured. Yeah, we literally just used and abused, and then just he's not.
That
he's
is
not
incredible.
Able to play.
That one, isn't it?
Insane.
He's not able to play.
Sheffield United 2, West Ham 2. Watched the game.
Nicky.
I felt that Sheffield United deserved to get at least a point out of the game. They had West Ham under pressure for a long time in that second half, and then West Ham got that penalty, and then Sheffield United got the penalty, and then West Ham could have had a penalty at the end. David Moyes fuming about them not getting the penalty, fuming about VAR during the week. I mean, he was complaining, but 2-2 I thought was a fair result. Sheffield United under Chris Wilder, they're doing a little bit better. Can they stay up?
He's got a blueprint, and he knows exactly how to manage a Sheffield United team. And I think as well, they said about the 2 weeks off that they had in that break, he was really drilling it into them. He didn't let them have any time. He was like, "You're in the training ground with me, and we're going to learn some stuff." So you've seen it in that game because he had a good performance, mate.
Yeah. You know what? They've got a player called Brook.
Brook.
I've seen him play twice now. Right, I think they said he's 20. He looks really good, you know.
Not seen him.
I can see him getting snapped up.
Yeah.
If that's how he plays on a regular, he looked really good.
Has anyone seen Tom Davis's hair, by the way?
No.
Tom Davis used to have this big, massive, curly bunch, yeah, and he had like all these fancy clothes on. Went to Sheffield, yeah. He's got a skinhead with a mohawk.
Really?
Yeah, literally as soon as he got to Sheffield, mate.
I need to have a look at it.
Anyway, so there was only 4 games this weekend, of course, because of the breaks. So as it stands at the moment, Liverpool top on 48. City 43 with a game in hand. Arsenal 21, 43. 21 played 43 points. Same as Villa in 4th, and Tottenham in 5th. They played 21, 40 points. West Ham 21, 35 points. And then it's Manchester United in 7th. They played 21, 32 points, but they could be overtaken by Brighton, who play tonight against Wolves. So Brighton taking on Wolves tonight.
Eagles.
Where are you?
Don't worry about us.
Well, funny enough, right? Chelsea are in 9th on 31 points. They're ahead of Newcastle,
Which is
now
mad.
by 2 points, which is crazy considering Newcastle's start to the season. And let's just say Chelsea won their next game and United slipped up. They go above United into 7th. So
Only problem is our next
Huge.
game's at Anfield.
Oh, delightful. When's that?
It's on 31st on a Wednesday. I do believe I'll be in the studio for it. Are you going to be here, Matisse?
No.
I did not believe so. I honestly, like, deep down in my heart, right, I really need to beat this Chelsea team convincingly. The last, I don't know how many games,
So many
6
draws.
games or something
So
we
many
played.
draws.
0-0, 2-2, 1-1.
Yeah,
and
so
I
many
just
draws.
want to beat you. It's doing me head in, lad.
Beat them, lads.
Honestly, it's doing
beat
me
To beat
them.
us on penalties in 2 cup finals.
I don't-
think
I know.
That's enough. I think that's enough.
by the way, Joshua Owen says
Huge.
it's Brooks, not Brook. Sorry,
Brooks.
But he looks a good player. I know if he, Andre Brook.
I haven't seen
Andre
that, actually.
Brooks, says Joshua Owen, right? So, and then he says Brooks. How many more? What is it?
It's just,
right. But he's a good
whatever
player.
his name is, he plays for Sheffield. And
All I
he's a
know,
good
right,
player.
he's a good player. I like the look of him. He looks like a good player.
got
But
it.
talking of Chelsea, they have the second leg of the League Cup semi-finals, EFL Cup, Carabao Cup, whatever you want to call it, tomorrow night at Stamford Bridge. They're losing 1-0 from the first leg, but surely,
Surely, lads.
surely Chelsea will turn it around and march into the final where they will be probably playing Liverpool. Thoughts, Matisse?
We cannot lose. We cannot.
You
we
must.
cannot lose. If we lose, I'm in big trouble. Big trouble. And I don't want to be in big trouble.
If you lose, does he get sacked?
I don't think he does, but you know, that's the board opinion, and the fan opinion will be very, 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 very different. So there's a lot of pressure, but I do trust us to take care of business, regardless of what team goes out there, because we should be same as the first leg, similar situation. We should be beating Middlesbrough if we play just anywhere near a decent level, which we didn't in the first game. So. Yeah, I'm feeling the pressure, but you know this is what it's all about: being in cup semi-finals. Are you there?
No.
You are there.
I am.
And you.
bloody am.
Your game is straightforward. You
No, it's not. I'm not going to say we're going to win it.
Fulham are a good side. You know,
But we are winning currently in our tie.
You are.
But you're not.
You know, which yeah.
I'm telling you, they're going to get another stupid pen because they get a pen all the time. Pen Palmer, always so cold.
Palmer.
I mean,
Pen Palmer.
that's literally all you've done this season.
It's cold
is,
Palmer. It's
All
not
you've
Pen
done is
Palmer.
Pen Palmer.
No,
because
Pen Palmer sounds better.
Everything you've done this season has been about penalties. Every
listen.
time I watch Chelsea, shock, another pen. I've never known a team to get so many bloody pens. It's ridiculous. Such
worked-
merchants.
We're just getting the ones we were owed from when we played you last season.
Pen
Romero
Palmer.
decided to drag
Pen-
Cucurella's hair down to the
Pen
ground.
Palmer.
Do you remember that?
Pen Palmer.
Remember that pen? We did-
Pen Palmer. Pen.
Free kick.
Pen Palmer.
And he worked cold Palmer at Middlesbrough, was he?
No.
And he missed a couple of open goals, right? And
Defrosted.
he worked defrosted.
Defrosted Palmer.
Defrosted Palmer. That's a good one, Abby. I like
Okay.
it.
Watch if we get to Wembley. Watch. Long day for you. You better
It's my birthday.
leave the country. You
no,
better leave the
I
country.
am literally leaving the country in 3
Poch,
days.
listen,
I'm
if Poch
literally
gets his
leaving.
hand on this trophy, you may as well just pack it up because
What if he went out?
yeah, he'd be in big trouble. I don't think he'd be sacked because I think the board are in a position where they've sacked so many managers such a short time period. It will look incredibly damning on them. Forget Poch for a second, his own reputation, his own level as a manager. I'm not too concerned about that, right, if he was to go. It's more about the board. Yeah. What manager wants to come in under the situation of you potentially going against manager's wishes? He wants to keep Gallagher, you want to sell him. He wants an experienced striker, you want another kid. And then you're sacking them as well on top of that, and you're not giving them elite players to work with, and there's a structure in terms of wage, and you're not the most, you're not punching power with the big clubs, you're not in European football. What is the pool? Do you know what I mean? Like, you can only go off your history so much and how big you are as a club. So many other clubs have done that.
The pull. Always the pull.
You say money, but we don't pay people like we used to. Do you know what I mean?
Spent £1 billion in 2 windows.
I'm not talking about money spent on transfers. I'm talking about wage.
Why aren't we talking about that though?
Because we won't be spending. Do you know why? Do you want to know why? Do you know why? Because we're not going to spend another $1 billion, right? So any manager coming in is not going to get $1 billion war chest.
You can't.
Yeah,
Can't now. Because they can't. They've changed the rules.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
because you exploited the rules too much.
Like I just said,
amortization.
Like I just said, what is the pull for an elite manager to come in with a bunch of unknown a lot of unknown quantities in terms of players, and they need development. There's not a vast amount of experience or world class players there. You've already spent the money, so they can't spend it on a squad that they may necessarily not want. So it's not the most, and you're not in Europe. There's not the most appetizing.
The ball has to be success, and that the only way you get success is by your board backing your manager, lad, and that's why you've got him in, right? He can win a trophy. He is that type of manager. He is a good manager, but it's whether it's going to happen.
Probably going to have to get past you. You got Fulham on Wednesday. You're 2-1 up from the first leg. Yeah. Fulham play really well in that. They'd be kicking themselves as well, right? I think Divock or overread. He could have scored and made it 2-0 in that if he weren't.
Oh no, he should have passed it. He should have passed it across the box, and he had a shot instead. It was terrible.
Fulham are such a mixed bag.
But that's honestly that's why Liverpool are getting over the line at the moment, is because in them clinical moments we're able to score and make the right decisions. We're doing it at the right time. So I think I'm confident that we can beat
Fulham
them.
have had the weekend off.
Yeah, as well.
The West London derby would be nice in the cup final.
I agree, it would be cool, but it's not going to be.
It's
probably
not
be
a
Liverpool.
derby. Like, no one cares about that as a derby.
I mean, it's the posh one, isn't it? It's the posh derby.
Yeah, like no
so
one
you
cares.
sure?
Charge derby.
You think Liverpool will get through?
I'm confident we can beat Fulham. Yeah.
Confident you can. Fulham, they beat us.
I know, and he had a good game against us, even at Anfield, mate. When he comes to Anfield in League, it was 4-3, and they were 3-2 up in the 87th minute.
Yeah.
But I'm just going on what Liverpool have shown me this season, and I've been saying, no, we can't do this, no, we can't do this. So I'm going to back them. I'm going to say, because they've convinced me that they can get over tough games. So Liverpool can.
Let me get your prediction for that game. Fulham, Liverpool.
2-1 to Liverpool.
And Chelsea, Middlesbrough.
I'm going to give it to you, lad, but if I'm wrong, lad, I'll say it's 2-0 Chelsea.
You're wrong, I will be on the receiving.
Yeah, 2-0 Chelsea.
Fulham, Liverpool.
Oh, Liverpool win that. Liverpool win that for sure. What is it in a minute? 2-1?
Yeah.
I'll go 3-1 overall. I don't know, I really feel like Chelsea will win this game.
You must, lad. You absolutely must.
Actually, do you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say it's going to be a draw and it will go to pens and Chelsea will go through.
That's spot on. That sounds right.
So Chelsea.
I'm going to go for, I think Fulham versus Liverpool will be a draw, but Liverpool will still go through because they're winning from the first leg. So I think it'll be like a 1-1, but Liverpool will go through. The Middlesbrough one, I do think Chelsea will win. I think it's a lot riding on this game. It's so big. And I think they're going to have too much firepower. They did miss a lot of chances in that first game, if I'm being honest.
My Michael Carrick.
They ain't going to miss all those chances again. I think it'd be 2-0. I think 2-0. But you know what? If Middlesbrough were to score a goal, I think if Middlesbrough score...
Oh, yeah, then you're finished.
I'd implode.
You're done.
I think
if you go 1-0 down, you're done.
I will actually implode. I will literally combust.
You'll take off.
Honestly. I'm actually afraid of my own watch-along. Just because I don't want my equipment to break, Robbie.
I need this, Michael Carrick. I need it. Come on. Redemption for moving to United, please.
Do you take out insurance on watch-alongs for equipment and stuff?
Listen,
because I'm seriously thinking about doing it.
They have asked me to invite you on to Best of Enemies if...
Yeah.
If you lose that game.
Oh, you've got to be there.
Well, you guys going to catch me in the airport trying to leave?
No, we'll come to your house.
They'll hunt you down.
Do it in your front room.
That would be a good skit. We should do that.
Yeah.
That's true, that lad, actually, yeah.
Don't give them that idea, you know.
Don't go anywhere, don't go anywhere.
I just open, they're like, you got your TV licence? Just Robbie standing there in the
Back
seat.
on some super chats, Clara Bitsy says, some news incoming for your Judgment Day, Matisse. Gusto has been ruled out for tomorrow, which means no natural fullback in the starting lineup tomorrow.
That's fun.
It's fine.
RY27 says, happy birthday, Abby. Glad that you've seen your trophy this season. City are dumping you guys out of the FA Cup on Friday
wouldn't be
night.
so sure.
I'm going to talk to you about that in a minute.
Wouldn't be so sure.
Robbie, you forgot to upload my fan cam that I did on Saturday. Did I? All right, let me know which one it is and we'll try and find out what happened there. Ian White says, if clubs like Everton and Villa are sleeping giants, what does that make Spurs? A hibernating dwarf. Khalid says, why are Spurs considered a big six with only 2 titles?
Stadium.
Abby?
Probably because they keep finishing in and around the top 4 most of the time. Probably why.
That's a reasonable offence,
Clara,
actually.
just tell him, Robbie, no Malagusto for tomorrow.
Heavy.
So we will be playing without natural fullbacks, emphasising it again. Don Robbie Dester says Palmer is just
No, Leicester.
Anthony if Anthony was on penalty duties.
Leicester have been more
He's
successful
much.
in the last 10
Did you hear
years.
that one?
Huh?
Did you
Sorry?
hear that one? I think that's very harsh.
Pep and Palmer.
Pen Palmer.
He says Palmer is just Anthony if Anthony was on penalty duties.
Yeah, he obviously doesn't watch football then. It's a shame.
Conspiracy KRE says the moon landing was staged by Stan Kubrick. Epstein didn't kill himself, of course. And Pep is a checkbook fraudster. Listen, I don't. You got to send me things to read out, man. GP says Arsenal haven't won the Premier League title since the Wi-Fi era. And you're right.
Is that right? There was no Wi-Fi when Arsenal last won it?
Still haven't dial-up modem.
Probably was.
Must have been Wi-Fi.
We haven't won it
Bet
for
the
a long
internet
time.
weren't created.
It's
by the way.
20 years.
20 years.
yeah.
20 years, a long time.
So when I was 10?
Yeah, 20 years. Brooks says the
internet
revolution
wasn't
has
created when we last
started
won one.
in the real red side of Manchester. Time to rise, big moves. So what? Because they got that guy in.
That's mad.
You need more than that. And Frankie says, I love Doyle, but I literally have to slow it down to 0.5 on YouTube to understand him. Matisse, I increased the speed by 1.5. Too much waffle. There's one more game to talk about because we are going to be previewing those games when we come to the weekend preview. But I thought we would just touch on it because it is on Friday night. The FA Cup game, Tottenham versus Manchester City, the biggest game of the round. This is a huge game for Tottenham, isn't it? I mean, the quest to win a trophy. I mean, people have been literally all stream long joking about it. Manchester City are coming to town. And, you know, they won the trophy last year. What say you?
What say me? What say me? Me will be on a plane, so I won't be there to see it.
Well, it's your local derby, isn't it? It's the
Yeah.
Abbey Summers derby.
It's the Abbey
Abbey's
Derby.
derby.
It's the Abbey Derby.
Yeah, I mean, we ain't going to go into too deep because
No,
we're going to
look,
talk about it.
it's
But
really
are you
important.
fearful about this?
It's really weird because with City, I never really fear the game because we
You're their
always end
bogey
up,
team.
we always do well against them. It's one of those. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like sleeping on City, but like we have this weird thing with City, especially at home. So
De Bruyne's back.
just another game for us. I think James Maddison's potentially back.
Is he?
I think.
Another game, Robbie.
I think.
Just another game.
How many
yeah?
years?
If James
are they gonna
Maddison's
do
back,
this?
that's
Not
very,
just another game,
Just
because
another game.
if you was to
Not
lose
just another
this game,
game. It's an important game in terms of getting
trophies, man.
This is Champions
It's an
League
important-
Not just
final
another
for them.
game.
It should be, but they don't want to
it's
take
an
it
This is a
seriously.
huge game for
Can
you.
I speak? It's an important game in terms of getting
All right,
through to
thank
the
you.
next round for the trophy. But you asked me about City. Am I fearful about City? No.
No, you
because
said it's just another
It's
game. That's
another
what we're a bit
game
shocked
because
about.
we
Put it
have to
like
win.
this,
We have to win the
right?
game. It's just another game.
She stared me out because I said Tottenham are not in a title race, but they're not capable of saying, actually, no, we're targeting a FA Cup win, and Manchester
goes without saying.
Manchester City are in our way, and that is a massive
I've just
game.
said it is
massive
another game.
Not another game.
It's another
a
game.
Massive game.
It's another game.
Massive game.
It's another
Massive.
game. It's another game we have to win. It's a game at home.
It's
City,
not
you
just
asked me
an
the question about
ordinary
City.
game.
City don't scare me that much because we play City and we usually come out on top. I think
Ooh,
James
clip,
Maddison.
clip.
That's
clip.
true. That's not even a clip. That's actually the truth. Like I feel like City, for some reason, we always do fairly well against City at home. Hopefully we will. I think James Maddison is potentially back for this game, which will be massive if he is. Kulusevski will also be back because he was ill last time out. They had a nice 10 days off. Do I expect them to win the game? Yes. Is it difficult against City? Yes. Even with De Bruyne coming into the mixture? Yes. But I still think at home, Spurs need to win the game. There we go. Done. We'll talk about it on Thursday.
There we go.
It's Spurs and Palace, so they're bogey team, aren't they?
You know what, that respect still.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Thank you.
Well,
Because you know what? That confidence when you're playing a
you.
resurgent Man City, you've got to hand it to you.
Yeah, but
the
this
boogeyman.
is. Do you know what? You want me to be confident about my own team. You want me to say
no,
things with
yeah,
chest. I believe we can beat anyone at this point. I really do. And with City, it's not an arrogance thing. It's just that we have this weird thing with Man City that we seem to always come out on top or do quite well.
But this is big though because
It's
it's
huge.
the FA
It's
Cup.
huge for us. We
And
need
you
to, we
need to win a trophy. You need to win a
100%.
trophy.
100%. We need
And
to win a trophy.
realistically, it's the trophy that you can win.
Absolutely. And it is very important that we stay in it. And weirdly enough, I think if this was a different team, like we've gone out so many times in cup competitions to the Port Vales or I guess like teams that are in a lower league.
Preston
We've done
North
it.
End.
Yeah, we literally have done that so many times, you know, like Colchester or whatever. So like I'm actually as nice it would have been to have an easier tie, which is obviously what everyone wanted, like Eastleigh or whatever. I actually think that being at home to City, as tough as it is on paper, I will still back Spurs at this point.
Okay, well, listen, we'll be reviewing that on Thursday. We're going to be doing the weekend preview. Did I say review? Preview. We'll be previewing it on Thursday. The game, of course, taking place on Friday. It is FA Cup games this weekend and then Premier League games midweek next week, right? So we'll be previewing that. Also, don't forget to check out the Best of Enemies over in Qatar for the Asian Cup. It's absolutely brilliant. We've got some videos coming out a little later on, so make sure you check that out. Big thank you to you.
Thank you for having me on.
Mr. Liverpool, Doyle in the
Thank
building,
you,
flying high.
And I'm very happy. I'm the only one with my shirt on. I weren't going to wear it yet.
Well,
But I was like, top of the league.
Well,
I'm
let's have
this
our
on.
colours on.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
5-0.
So, Chelsea, no?
It's rubbed out like Chelsea.
I thought this was a training jumper.
No.
Oh, okay.
All right. Also, we got the SDS versus FCM quiz dropping this week as well. So make sure you check that out. That's a big video
Will
coming
you
out
eat a
as well.
Spurs cupcake for me?
No.
But it's my birthday.
Happy birthday. You take the Spurs logo off
No,
it.
you've got to eat the logo.
No, I'm on a diet.
Okay.
The happy birthday going out to Abby and big up to Matisse.
Thank you.
Big game tomorrow.
Big.
It's just another game.
It's actually not for you. It's actually not another game.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. It's not another game for you.
And finally, just this one here comes in from Frankie Farsan. Says, Abby, if Bayern win no trophies this season, can we declare the curse of Kane as the official and extremely dangerous? Team needs to stay safe. Yeah, they lost at the weekend.
Yeah, they're 8 points off.
Yeah.
8 points off the
Bayer
top.
Leverkusen hasn't lost a game yet.
If he was willing to join.
I'm still willing to take the risk to have him come home, so it's
Would
fine.
you take the risk on Kane, leaving your line?
Yeah.
Trophies?
Well, I don't know, man.
You?
That curse could be real, man.
I think
Well, what's the difference?
Look at him last year. He scored all them goals. What happened with Spurs?
Didn't have
He's scoring all the goals again.
Didn't have Ange, mate.
it's so bad on him. It's not even his fault. He
not
scores
actually-
loads of goals.
Actually-
He
He
scores
actually moved
loads.
over there for guaranteed success.
Yeah.
How many titles in a row?
10 in a
Bayern won?
row. They've won 10 in a
And now
row.
they're 8 points off.
Yeah.
And Xabi Alonso's just out of nowhere.
He's not lost a game all season, lads.
Yeah, I'm
It will
starting
be-
to wonder
it
if
will
this
be
curse is
jokes,
real,
actually.
man.
It'll be
This
jokes.
curse could be real. You know what I mean?
How funny if we did actually win something and he didn't.
That's
How funny would that be?
We were talking about it this
The
morning.
irony.
Remember Michael Owen?
That's
He
insane.
left.
The
Left
irony of
Liverpool.
it.
Right, so he won so many
Hilarious.
trophies, and then you won the Champions League,
Yeah.
and he ended up winning nothing.
Same with Phil
so-
Coutinho as well. Phil Coutinho said, I want to
Coutinho
go
as well.
Barcelona to win trophies, and then we beat Barcelona on the way to win a Champions League in Muppets.
Big jokes.
Although it is Spurs, so anyway, we had to. So. Happy birthday, Abby.
Thanks.
Right, come to the end of the show. Hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to check us back on Thursday. We'll be previewing those FA Cup games.
It's been a long...
Thank you.
Bye.
In a land far, far away, two travelers seek greatness.
My ball's flat. Hey, stop. I'm going to jump off. I swear to God, I'm...
Best of enemies in Qatar.
Gonna get us kicked off the flag, bro.